Hello everyone, welcome back to WAS. Up next we have Cuphead version 1.1 any% by Lewzr.
Hello, my name is Lewis, also known as Lewzr, and today I'm here to be speedrunning Cuphead. Cuphead is a beautiful game developed by Studio MDHR, released in 2017, and joining me on commentary, I have the one, the only, 12 Kelvin.
Hello everyone. Yeah, we have a very exciting run today. Lewis is one of the best to ever do it. He won't say it because he's too humble, but he is 5th in the world, believe it or not, in a very competitive leaderboard. So yeah, we're going to see a good run today.
Well, I hope so. With that being said, are we ready to get started?
Ready when you are.
Okay, I'll get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So to start off, we'll skip the intro cutscene as a little bit of a basic rundown of the story. Cuphead and Mugman gambled their souls away from the devil, and now to get them back, they have to defeat all of the devil's other debtors, which make up this game's 19 bosses. That guy right there, he's Elder Kettle. He gives us the pea shooter, which is our starting weapon. However, it's not so strong. So to make this run a lot quicker, we're going to be doing a bit of prep work before going into the bosses. Starting by talking to Sapple and going to the first optional run and gun level, Forest Follies, which very heavy reset point, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, this level isn't necessary to beat the game, but there are 5 gold coins throughout the level which Lewis will be collecting to buy the 2 weapons that he'll be using for the remainder of the game. So it's about a minute time loss at the very start of the run, but it more than makes up for it throughout the run. Yeah, here we're going to see some dash cancelling, which is the first tech in the game, really. So every time Cuphead dashes, there's actually a cooldown before he can dash again. But if you jump immediately after the dash ends, it instantly resets the cooldown.
Just take this a little bit slow here. Death in Forest Follies is pretty brutal. Yeah, so I went for a frame-perfect dash there called Ledge Clip, which allows you to clip onto the Acorn machine. And then I missed it, but I tried to do a backup called Two-Tone Hop, which was a strat developed by Two-Tone Pony, but unfortunately was slightly too far to the left, so I had to kill the Acorn machine. Small time loss there. Yeah, now we're going to be moving on to the shot, buying our 2 weapons of the run, the Lobber and Spread Shot. Lobber is kind of a long-range arcing projectile. It's a very heavy utility weapon. And we also have Spread, which is a close-range sort of shotgun shot, which we're going to be using. We're going to be getting as close as possible to bosses. And as Kelvin will explain now, Lobber has some pretty unique properties we can take advantage of.
Yeah, so although Spread has the highest base DPS in the game, the Lobber has a very unique EX move. So if you actually aim the Lobber EX right next to a boss and splash it on the ground, it'll deal double damage. Because it'll hit the boss and also take splash damage from hitting the ground, which we can abuse a lot in this speedrun. And if you actually get a pixel-perfect EX move, if you hit it on the very pixel where the boss's hitbox and the ground hitbox meets, it'll do triple damage 50% of the time. Although it is random, so not exactly ideal, but you can make great use of these Lobber EXs.
Something else you'll be noticing is I'm mashing as fast as I can on all these scoreboards. This does 2 things. The first thing it does is it makes all of these sort of scorecard, scores pop up quicker. And the second thing that they do is if you actually time one of these button presses frame perfectly, it actually saves about a second because you get what's called a star skip, which is where the star appearing animation happens instantly.
All right, moving on to Ribby and Croaks. Now, you're going to see Lewis get right up close to Ribby here. He's going to crouch. What this does is it actually builds up cards at the bottom left twice as quick, meaning he can use more EX moves. But another fun fact about this boss is that once you reach the damage threshold to go to phase 2, it actually deals double damage as well. So you can just absolutely tear through this boss. Yeah, like I haven't even finished my sentence. We're already on to phase 3.
Yeah, so we can just completely skip phase 2 there. Very big skip, saves about 10 seconds.
Alright, Lou's going to get the Tiger attack here. Arguably the safest.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah, try not to speak too soon, but...
Okay. Could be worse.
Yeah, just going to be hopping between those platforms, shooting those Lobber EX downwards to deal double damage, and just continue to rip into him with Spread.
I actually did a little strat there, a pretty new discovery found called the Tiger Quad. It's going to take too long to explain. Basically, I use a specific setup, and then I shoot an EX within I believe it's a 2-frame window. And I actually did hit it there. So which saves about a full second there, so pretty solid time save. And on to Goopy Legrand. Arguably the easiest boss in casual play. Not so easy for the speedrun, at least in terms of optimization.
Oh yeah, there's a
We'll see how
lot
it
that goes
goes.
into this boss. There's actually a trick you can do here. I believe it's a 6-frame window during the transition from phase 1 to phase 2, where the sprites actually overlap with each other, and a Lewzr EX can do quadruple damage.
Oh, this is the hardest pattern.
Nice, okay. So yeah, shooting that Lewzr EX up means he can have 2 shots at going for the quadruple damage EX. Not sure if he got it there or not.
I did, yeah. That's the pattern that I got there is the shortest pattern. If you don't hit the 6-frame window, Goopy just jumps away and it loses a lot of time.
Yeah,
So it is the fastest pattern, but it's also by far the scariest.
I mean, 24-second Goopy, that is just incredible.
Yeah, the best time on that is a 21.89, I think. Something along those lines. And moving on, we have the first plane level. This, out of all the plane levels, this is by far the least interesting, and that's for a reason that we will explain shortly. Leave the plane tutorial there. It is a bit of a scary fight. We're going to be taking 2 in damage boosts. This run, you damage boost all the time. Basically, every fight you're on 1 HP. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, during the phase transitions in Hilda, as you'll see here, he'll intentionally take damage and then do an EX as Hilda goes back to the right side of the screen, which makes the plane EX hit about 9 or 10 times, which does way more damage than just doing regular EXs or saving up for a nuke. Yeah, you do that twice in this fight, so already down to 1 HP.
God, that bullet was scary. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this fight can be terrifying, especially with the Gemini attack there.
Okay, on to last phase.
The Lewzr is going to go for a strat here known as UFO clips, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you time an EX correctly, you can actually clip the UFO multiple times like that and just get an absolute ton of damage on Hilda on this last phase.
Like, those are some pretty spicy clips.
That was very good.
Yeah, we did get the what the community calls the tornado attack. It's that tornado attack. It's very slow. No one likes it.
Yeah, because during the
good.
transition into Hilda's last phase, she's actually incapable of taking damage. So if she does that extra tornado attack, you're basically just doing no damage. And she has to do a whole extra loop before she actually starts transitioning into the last phase. So not ideal.
Yeah, and just like that, we're on to Cagney. Probably the scariest fight of R1.
Yeah, believe it or not, we're already on the last boss of Isle 1.
Yeah, we're already almost on to Hour 2.
This boss is absolutely brutal. Actually got good RNG here on the first attack. Cagney has a 50-50 to either do this lunge attack or shoot the seeds attack. The seeds are an absolute nightmare. Way slower and just way more obnoxious to deal with, but thankfully, Lewzr avoided it this time. Already onto the last phase.
Oh, I took a damage early. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, not going to be seeing the intentional
Let's see if I can
damage.
get 1 damage boost. Nope. Yeah, you would normally damage boost in there and use Lewzr EXs. The hitboxes on this fight are a little bit questionable. So I slightly stood too far to the right and ended up taking damage just before I was about to damage boost in. I probably could have gone in anyway, to be honest, but definitely don't want to die on Cagney. That's a Deathless R1 though. That was pretty solid, all things considered. And now we're on to IO2. The first boss is going to be Baroness von Bonbon. And this is a great time to say that this game has a lot of RNG. A lot. There are so many different ways that, like, literally every boss's pattern can go. And being able to, you know, handle multiple different RNGs is really important in like, you know, starting to get good at this game. And that holds true for Baroness, one of the prime examples of this in the run.
Yeah, there are actually 5 different mini-bosses Baroness can send out here, and the order in which she sends them out and which ones she sends out are completely random. So there's a lot of acting on the fly, to say the least. Yeah, what you saw Lewis doing there was a lobber trap. So in between these mini-bosses, he's actually going to go right up to the castle and shoot these lobbers up in the air. And also shoot an EX up that can hit the boss as soon as it spawns, sometimes doing triple damage. And yeah, as you can see, just absolutely shreds the mini-bosses.
Oh wait, did we explain caliber swaps yet? I can't remember.
We didn't. That's a good point, actually. So with these EX moves, if you So once you press the EX button, if you swap weapon twice, you can actually keep shooting your weapon during the EX animation, which you otherwise wouldn't be able to do. Just allows you to get that extra bit of damage in, which it really adds up throughout the run. It saves a lot of time.
100%. And coming up, we have the second playing fight. We're going to talk to this guy. His name is Canteen Hughes. He's going to give us the bombs weapon. They're not the most useful, but they actually enable us to do some of the most broken tech in the game for Wally Warbles. So here we go.
Yeah, that broken tech Lewis is talking about is known as a Luigi swap. So kind of
God.
similar to a Caliber
Not this
swap,
bad.
but if you press EX and swap on the exact same frame, you can actually shoot an EX while still shooting bullets, which is what Lewis will be doing here, yeah. So it gets an extra mini-bomb there whilst doing the EX move, which you wouldn't normally be able to do. This trick is frame perfect, and you do it a lot out throughout the run, so very, very difficult. Yeah, this is getting a bit scary. 1 HP here.
Especially last phase, super scary. Honestly, I wouldn't mind getting the heart attack here. It's usually slower, but it's very safe.
Yeah, there's 2 attacks Wally can do here.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, no.
This is going to be a bit scary.
Dang. Might have actually had time to shrink around there. Alright, hopefully we don't get the worst phase 1 pattern. Up no gun is awful. Okay, there we go. That should be a down gun. That's a pretty solid pattern. Definitely going to be a bit nicer to deal with.
Yeah, just going to damage boost here to deal with these birds. Get as much damage on Wally as possible. Yeah, that does happen a lot with this game, unfortunately. There are patterns where it's just very difficult to dodge. So yeah, even the best of the best, they will die sometimes. It's par for the course.
I'm going to save an HP here so that doesn't happen again. Don't want to get trolled by left garbage again. Also, that little pause I do there, it actually loads the last phase faster. Yeah, this is the heart attack, so you have to shrink up and track it. It loses about 2 seconds. But yeah, that should be the fight done.
But yeah, the pause and pause. For some reason, the last phase spawns in as soon as you unpause the game, so by intentionally pausing as soon as you kill the third phase, it just spawns immediately. Don't know why it happens, but it's a neat little 2-second time save.
Yep. And luckily, after that, we have another flame fight, which is a nice break from the action. I say that. Watch me down, Jimmy. Without cursing it, it's probably the easiest fight in the game. Just a lot more Luigi swaps, damage tracking, that kind of thing, making sure our cooldown management is good. Cooldown management is a huge part of this game. Yeah, it's very, very important to get down.
Yeah, this fight is kind of a nothing burger in the grand scheme of things, but it more than makes up for it with its next fight, which is arguably one of the hardest in the entire run. Which I guess I might as well explain now, because I don't think we're going to have time with how quick Lewis is going through these bosses. So in the next boss, he's going to be going for a strat known as Beppy Skip. Now, what is Beppy Skip, you may ask? And that's a very good question. So during phase 1 of the next fight, if you actually deal enough damage before the phase ends, you can actually get it stuck on phase 2 for the remainder of the fight, which saves between 15 and 20 seconds, which is absolutely massive for a run of this length. But it is extremely difficult to pull off, and it does depend on what pattern he gets. Just to give you a taste of what's to come.
Yeah, this fight, following this fight, we have probably 4 of the hardest bosses in the game, which the community has nicknamed the Gauntlet. A lot of runs die to the Gauntlet. A lot. We'll see how it goes in this one. Jimmy last phase, 2 HP.
Yeah, just gonna hug the bottom of the screen here. Just keep doing these Luigi swaps, get these EXs through.
And should just be able to damage boost through, and he's dead. Yeah, so we'll see how Beppy Skip goes. Beppy Skip, on its own, it's a very hard trick, but it's not too bad in terms of like actually missing it. Although there are a couple of patterns where hitting it, it's not like impossible, but I mean it might as well be. It's just so hard. So hopefully.
Yeah, it fully depends on how much Beppy wants to troll. Sometimes he can dash to the other side of the screen instantly. Sometimes he'll wait like 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm kind of infamous for getting bad Beppy patterns, so we'll see what happens here.
It's a super cool trick to show though, so hopefully you can get it here.
Oh, this doesn't bode well. There's a high chance this is a bad pattern. Actually, the worst possible pattern. Can you believe it, Kelvin? The worst possible pattern, and he scooted to the back of the screen.
Somehow I'm not surprised. Right, yeah, we're just
Should I
going
go
to
for
retry
two-cycle?
here. It's actually quicker to just restart and go for the trick again. He's actually going to go for the 2-cycle here. This is very brave.
Oh my
he gets
goodness,
it.
dude.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's so hard to do. Yeah, as you can see by the all the cartoony effects here, that's how you can tell the skip works. Yeah, we're going to have to be dealing with these dog balloons for the rest of the fight, which is very scary, especially with this roller coaster on the screen. Thankfully, we'll not be seeing this roller coaster again. But yeah, these dog balloons, infamous for just being the biggest trolls.
Wow.
in certain
I
situations.
cannot believe I got 2-cycle Bevy skip. You need a very specific pattern. You also need to get a parry duck first. And you also need to execute well. 40, wow.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's such a good fight, dude. Wow.
I believe the best time ever done in a run is only a 39, I think. And I think that's only been done a few times.
Yeah, just casually 1 second off the best possible Bevy time in a run.
That's absurd.
As you
Might need
do.
to run recap that one. All right. Moving on, we have Grim, another infamous boss, both in casual play and speedruns.
Yeah, so the platforms in this fight are actually randomized besides the ones at the very start. So you kind of have to improvise a lot. Unfortunately, Grim's hitbox is floating the entire time, so you can't do any double damage lobbery X's. But there is a cool strat you can do at the very end where you sort of just kamikaze into him and just damage boost until the very end of the fight. Which,
yeah, that tail, dang.
which we could see if Lewzr keeps all of his HP up until the last phase.
So that was a little bit sketch.
Yeah, just want to be using spread as much as possible in that first phase. Get that extra bit of damage in, and then just use lobber for the rest of the fight. Watch out for these flames below.
Be
Can
dying
kinda
about
troll
now.
You can actually damage Grim during this transition here. His hitbox actually stays on screen. Yeah, you're seeing Lewzr shoot at it now. Yeah, he still has all of his HP. He's just going to go into him as soon as he reaches a certain damage threshold. Very nice.
Pretty good Grim fight. I wonder what that was. Not too bad.
51, that's solid.
Okay, and just like that, we're done with hour 2. Already halfway through the game, and we're going to be entering hour 3 now. And we go from one random platform boss to another. Rumor Honeybottoms.
Arguably the worst boss in the game.
Don't give me orbs, dude. Don't give me orbs, man.
The main reason Rumor Honeybottoms is infamous is she has 3 attacks she can do in phase 2. Now, depending on which attack she can do, you can actually lose up to, I think it's 8 seconds, depending on what attack she does. And
It gets ridiculous,
yeah, depending on platform RNG, it can just snowball into just absolute tragedy.
The worst case scenario is to get the orbs attack and also get like completely no platforms. So we'll see. The middle attack is the fastest, although it is also pretty tough to execute, especially if the platforms don't line up.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's see what he gets here.
We'll see what we get.
Oh,
Uh-oh,
it's a side attack.
50-50. Okay, we got triangles. This is the easiest. I say that in like, you know, parentheses. It's not easy, but it's the easiest.
It's definitely the safest attack to get.
Now, I have to hold back damage here a bit because you can actually overdamage and you want to bait out an extra attack so you don't get into a plane phase. So the goal is to kill her before she even like leaves the screen, which if I execute it properly, should be dying relatively soon. I should be able to damage boost in her.
Yeah, pretty nice platforms as well.
Yeah. Pretty good for triangles.
Yeah, you know, just kill the boss so fast, don't even see its last phase.
Wow, 42 for triangles is actually really good.
Yeah, that's solid. And
Nice.
boom, there's a star skip.
Yep, that's a star skip too. Okay, well, the next fight and the final boss of the gauntlet is Dr. Cal's robot. Probably up there, if not the single hardest fight in terms of execution.
Yeah, there's just so much going on in this boss.
Yeah, this is a very hard fight, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the main gimmick with Dr. Cal is he has 3 different hitboxes in this first phase, which you have to kill. He has the antenna, which Lewzr just killed in 1 cycle, which is harder than it looks. Believe me. And yeah, he's going to kill those other 2 there. Make the heart come out.
Oh my goodness. Really want to preserve HP because you want a damage boost in this phase.
Yep, same thing as Hilda there. You just want to rack Carl with the plane EX there.
Uh-oh, that's scary.
Okay, this is I'm gonna be quiet. This is scary.
Okay.
Nice, okay.
Whew. Gosh.
This fight is notorious for killing runs. It's incredibly scary.
Yeah, taking damage like that is super sketch. Honestly, 44
That's
for
still
taking
really
damage
good.
is still a pretty darn good time. All right, and up next we have Sally stage play. Definitely one of the least interesting fights in their run, but it's kind of needed as a little break after those 4 fights.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see how that goes. Another fight that's actually had a decent amount of stuff found about it recently, which is pretty cool, considering how relatively straightforward it is.
Yeah, I think
About as
that's
straightforward as a boss in this game can be.
thanks to the Taz that came out a couple months ago now. Shouts to SPD Wolf. Oh, the troll
The extra
attack
troll
there.
jump.
So
Sally, no.
So when the baby angels go off screen there, that usually means Sally will go on to her next phase, but she did an extra troll attack there, which loses a couple seconds. Yeah, it's not really getting the greatest RNG here.
An extra jump too. Okay. This is quite the Sally fight. Just a classic Sally experience.
This is a silly stage play if I've ever seen one.
Okay, hopefully we're gonna be able to kill last phase well on this side of the screen.
Yeah, just setting up another lobber trap there.
Yeah, just making more use of the lobber trap. Yeah, wasn't exactly the cleanest fight. Yeah, 53, that's a bit unfortunate, but sometimes Sally just be like that. That's a classic Sally experience.
All right, this next fight is very interesting. Werner Werman. So, as mentioned in Goopy early, there's actually a chance to hit quadruple damage Lobbery X's on this fight as well, in multiple sections. So, there's the sprite swap again from phases 1 and 2, which you have a 6-frame window to hit a quadruple damage Lobbery X. And there's also an interesting trick you can do during the transition into phase 3. So you see this little platform that the can is on right now. You can actually run up against it at the end of phase 2, and if you do a downright Lobbery X whilst hugging the platform, every single Lobbery X will do quadruple damage, which just does an insane amount of damage.
The timing of it is pretty brutal. Okay.
Yeah, that's the sprite swap that Lewzr was going for there.
Oh, the bottom left bottle cap.
Oh, here we go. Quadruple damage Lobbery
Okay,
X's.
nice. We actually hit them all.
Where?
The difficult thing about timing that is, wow,
dead.
that was a that was a really good one. Or what? The trouble with timing those quads is you have to do the first one at a specific point, where it basically just like baits him to kind of scoot to the side an extra. It's pretty confusing, but you have to like delay your first EX enough to then be able to get all your other EXs out. It's a whole thing.
A lot of technical mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, this fight especially has had so much transformation from being like relatively straightforward, where you just like basically just held lobber the whole fight, to being like one of the most technically demanding in the entire game.
All right, Briny Beard. This one is also notorious for killing runs. This one is incredibly RNG heavy, and it is very scary. So Lewis is actually just going to hug Briny and just parry those bullets right as they come out.
Squid, okay.
Okay, yeah, this is a very safe pattern, which is good for a marathon.
Well, it's not safe if you kill it, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I believe that we... Oh, just barely missed the cycle.
Yeah,
okay, we got bailed out by the squid. The squid is the only attack that you can kill early, so it actually only lost a few seconds there. You go for a big sideways lobber trap here.
Yeah, in this last phase, if you have like 3 or more cards, it's very easy to just kill in one cycle.
Okay. Unfortunately, we got the extra cycle, but luckily it was squid. If we got like one of the other attacks, that would have lost quite a bit of time.
Yeah, there's a certain attack that gives every Cuphead speedrunner nightmares, which is the dogfish attack.
The dogfish, dude. Double dogfish in the world record. Can you believe it, Kelvin?
Oh, it's just an awful attack, but luckily we managed to avoid it this time. All right, on to Cali Maria, the last plane fight in the game, actually.
Yeah, and this is one of my personal favorite tricks in the game. We'll see if I'm able to go for it. I mean, I'm going to be able to go for it, but we'll see to what extent. I guess you'll see what I mean when we get to phase 2. Ideally, I want to have some health. See how it goes.
Ooh, Ghost first. Not ideal.
Just going to save the health here.
Oh man, the seahorse as well.
Okay, hopefully I don't take damage there.
Yeah, this is, I think, one of the worst patterns you can get on this
Yeah,
boss.
pretty much. That's pretty rough. Okay, I thought that guy was going to shoot. All right, well, Kelvin.
So, yeah, let's just
God,
take a
sorry,
quick
got
break.
stretch.
Whoa, you're still shooting. Whoa.
Oh. Oh, we're back. Okay. No! The lost aura, no. But yeah, I guess to explain that briefly, the byproduct of doing a Luigi swap, which again is the frame perfect button press, it actually just allows you to keep shooting even when you get petrified by Kala, because Kala is is Medusa of the sea, if you will. So we can actually use that to just continue shooting throughout the entire animation, and you can do that like indefinitely if you really wanted to. So yeah, pretty cool tech there. All right, we're on 1 HP here. Definitely not gonna do the look mum no hands again. Actually, gotta play the fight properly now.
Yeah, hit the Luigi from
Mash
there.
out of this. Be a
Play
bit
it safe
careful
there.
here.
Yeah.
These eels.
Those eels can troll you, depending on how much over damage you get from the first phase. They can stay on the screen for quite some time, and if you're 1 HP, they can just snipe you.
Okay, we're through.
Yeah, staying next to Kala's head there means her Petrify attack won't hit you, as the hitbox for it spawns slightly to the left of where you just camp next to her head.
Yeah, but that doesn't work in phase 2, which is why we have to do the get petrified.
Yeah.
Also, something we didn't know, I'm switching over to keyboard for playing levels. It just makes the Luigi swap inputs easier. That's the only reason we do that.
Yeah, it's easier to do frame perfect tricks when you have two keys just right next to each other. You can just sort of just slam your finger
I mean,
down.
some players do it on controller, but
yeah,
most top runners will switch to the keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh
Definitely
God,
the more
Phantom.
popular option.
Phantom Express. Oh
This boss is extremely difficult. One of the hardest in the run, I would say, to optimize. So this is actually quite an advanced strat he's going for here. It's just immediately sending the cart right next to the inspector here. Manages to not take damage. That was actually very well played. Just getting hit in that phase can just snowball for the rest of the fight. Nice. Okay.
Okay, thank God.
So that one cycle is actually very difficult to do. You have to set up a really precise lobber trap and use your EXs very well. These guys are interesting because whilst the hitboxes are in the air, you can actually still do double damage with the lobber EX like there, as it'll splash and hit both of them at the same time.
God, I'm not ready for this phase, dude. The flames.
This is one of the scariest phases in the whole game, especially if you're 1 HP, because the train will just shoot fireballs from the heart willy-nilly here, and it can just go off screen and just rain down from the heavens when you least expect it.
There was one flame there that was out to get me, but luckily we were able to just barely avoid it.
Very cheeky flame there, but 102, that is solid.
And not a bad time at all. And just like that, we're on to Inqua Hell. We only have 2 bosses left. We have King Dice, which is the Devil's Henchman, and the Devil himself, which...
Very interesting fight. Believe it or not, the most RNG heavy fight in the entire game.
Yep, and it's right at the end, literally the last fight, and there's like 20 seconds of time swing. It
is absolutely brutal.
Yep. Every Cuphead runner knows the hell of the spider. But first we have King Dice. Okay, we got 1 heart. We're going to be taking the 357 route through this fight, no matter what. But luckily we got a bonus heart on 3. There's 3 bonus hearts you can get throughout this fight. We got 1, which is good enough.
Yeah, allows for more damage boosts later on, and it also makes mini-boss number 7 a little less scary to deal with, which we'll see coming up in a minute. So what you're going to see Lewzr do here is actually bait the cigar to shoot the wrong way, and he's actually going to go for some triple damage lobber EXs here by going for the very corner pixel of the hitbox.
Yeah, those EXs on the right side of the cigar are super spooky, because what can actually end up happening if you don't jump at the right time, you can just like slip off and take damage. And especially if you get no hearts when that happens, it's like, God, that whole fight.
Have to do the whole fight on 2 HP.
Yeah, and especially considering you want to take 1 damage boost on Hero Ladder anyway, it's super scary.
All right, we have our good friend the rabbit here. You can only do 2 attacks. Ideally, you want to get 2 of these parryable attacks. Just for some extra cards, because we're going to be dumping all of our cards on Hero Ladder here. once we finish dealing with the rabbit. Not the best pan for the rabbit, but it's definitely not the worst.
Yeah, just
either.
one parry there.
5 cards, 3 HP.
Well, here we go.
All right, it's a
Spin or charge, Kelvin. What do you think?
Well, let's hope for a spin. This next mini-boss actually has a 50-50 to just lose you 5 seconds, just for fun.
Yeah. Hopefully, we want it to spin in place, because that allows us to dump our EXs as quickly as possible. But 50% of the time, she's going to charge at us, so we'll see what happens.
Let's see.
Gets the charge. This is the worst RNG on this.
Lost the coin flip.
I love that up and down strat.
Okay, kind of scary. Very well executed, though.
The charge RNG, not too bad. Now, King Dice. Oh god, don't die. Don't die on King Dice last phase, dude. It's like so chokeable.
Remember, you're 1 HP here.
Yeah, no damage boosting. You would usually want a damage boost on this phase. But we don't want to do that for obvious reasons.
You're going to set up a little lobber trap here. Just get those few extra lobber shots in.
This jerk, dude.
Getting the parryable card 4th is always terrifying. I should be able to just kill him here. Nice.
Okay. We made it through. That's all that matters.
All right, this last boss, there is just way too much to talk about this last boss. If you're interested in knowing more, there's actually a video uploaded very recently by the world record holder SPD Wolf that explains this last boss extremely in depth. But for the sake of the marathon, all you need to know is that basically, if he does the dragon attack, it's good. If he does the spider attack, it's bad.
And that's just a pure dice roll. There are some rare patterns where you don't even get it, but they're honestly just as bad as getting spider. So.
And that is a hilarious oversimplification. There is just so much that goes on.
That video by SPD Wolf is like 50 minutes long or something.
All right, so ideally we want 2 attacks before the dragon attack here. Okay.
You know what? We'll take it. A dragon is a dragon. Anything but the spider.
The reason that dragon attack is good is because that Lobbery X actually does quadruple damage there, because there's something finicky going on with the ground there, which, yeah, makes the Lobbery X do quadruple damage. And yeah, 2 attacks already done with phase 1, just to show how powerful that EX can be.
And by the way, time is going to be coming up pretty shortly, as soon as the Devil Knockout appears.
Yeah, very well executed run. Only 1 death. Oh, 2 deaths,
Oh yeah, like the Kala one.
And the Wally one as well. I almost forgot about that one. Yeah, these Lobbery X's, if you time them correctly, they can do double damage.
Time is going to be coming up very shortly. And
time.
So yeah, we did it. We beat the devil. We saved the world, I guess. Isn't that right, Kelvin?
Yep. No one has any gambling debt anymore. Woohoo!
Woohoo! We did it. So yeah, that's Cuphead. Hope you guys enjoyed. It was a really fun run.
All right. Up next we have Celeste by Roberts with the bongos. Interesting.